This is 7 News, the voice of regional WA.
Tonight, animal cruelty charges dropped over the deaths of thousands of live export sheep. Parts of regional WA named among the nation's worst rental markets. Fears for marine life, a planned wind farm off the southwest coast.
And I'll have all the latest weather details for your place coming up soon.
7 News begins now.
Hello and welcome to 7 News. A raft of animal cruelty charges laid against the WA live sheep export company have been dropped. The move comes 5 years after the Awasi Express incident, which saw more than 2,000 sheep die from heat stress. The state government says continuing the prosecution was no longer in the public interest. We warn some of the pictures in our report are confronting.
It's been 5 years since the deaths aboard the Awasi Express. Today, the animal cruelty charges laid against Emmanuel Exports and its directors were dropped.
Emmanuel had their licence suspended for a good deal of time, and so I paid a price in relation to that. And as a result of those incidences, we brought in welfare checks, which now have led to the Northern Summer ban and improved the situation in relation to oversight and the conditions that the animals experience on board those vessels.
The Agriculture Minister is disappointed by the move.
Know that DPIRD will act in the best interest of the West Australian taxpayer.
Protesters were outside the Perth Magistrates Court. They want Canberra to bring forward its live sheep export ban.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be accountability. The fact that they dropped charges is just horrifying. It's not acceptable. There needs to be justice for the sheep that essentially boiled alive on the ship.
Farmers this week launched a statewide campaign to pressure Canberra to do the opposite and abandon the election promise altogether.
The welfare standards have improved dramatically. They're very, very, very low mortality rates. In fact, better than if sheep are on a farm.
We are the world leaders in terms of livestock exports and animal welfare. And it's a vitally important industry for Western Australian farmers in particular.
In Parliament yesterday, the PM brushed off concerns the planned ban is already hurting the industry.
He's saying that a foreshadowed policy that hasn't happened has had this massive impact.
Farmers have to make lead-up decisions and investment decisions because production cycles take time.
Canberra says it's been consulting with the industry to find a sustainable future. It's expected to soon release a report on how best to stop the live sheep trade. Jenny Sean, 7 News.
It might be hard to believe, but the state of the rental market in regional WA has worsened. New figures show the number of homes available in our country areas has suffered the biggest fall in the nation. Maya Grieve reports.
Our state's regional centres are home to some of the most unaffordable places for people to rent. A person on JobSeeker in WA will have to spend more than their entire income on rent, while pensioners will fork out more than 70%.
You know, we've had persistent underinvestment in social and affordable housing. So those households that might have been in social housing, you know, on low incomes are, you know, having to, deal with a particularly unaffordable market.
Our rental regulations are some of the weakest in the nation, leaving landlords able to increase rent every 6 months and evict tenants without grounds. Last week, WA came out with the rental support scheme to help those struggling to stay in their rented homes.
What we're experiencing isn't around tenants needing to do more or prospective tenants to be doing more. What we're seeing is a failure of the housing market. It is not a failure of tenants.
Dampier and Karratha are considered severely unaffordable, with a median weekly rent sitting at between $820 and $900. It's left many people looking for help.
You know, we are seeing, not seeing the right, supply of housing, in terms of the quantum that is needed and the locations that are needed.
Bunbury and Busselton are also considered unaffordable, with around 30% of a household's income going to rent. And on this current path, there aren't any solutions on the cards.
I mean, I think until we see, the social and affordable housing come online for low-income households, but also see a supply that is meeting demand, we won't see a turnaround in housing affordability or rental affordability for some time.
Maya Grieve, 7 News.
WA shop staff say they've had enough of being punched, kicked and spat on for doing their jobs. Assaults on retail workers have increased by 56% in the last 2 years. The union that represents them wants tougher penalties to curb the violence and abuse. Today it delivered a petition to State Parliament.
More than half of all Australians, a retail job is their first job or a fast food job is their first job. And what they're learning in their workplace is that it's a place to be afraid, where they can be confronted by a select number of people in the industry who turn up and think it's okay to spit on, to throw things out, to punch, to push, to kick our members.
Employers are backing the union and its members. WA is known for its stunning marine environment, but some locals in our southwest have growing fears it'll be destroyed in the name of sustainability. Mile-up divers say the slow-growing coral in the area simply won't recover from a proposed giant wind farm.
Just below the surface is a bustling ecosystem. From fish to slow-growing coral, the marine life off Mile-up is flourishing. But locals are concerned it could all be swept away in the name of sustainability.
To destroy habitat in the implement of something that is green just doesn't make sense to me.
This is what the coastline could look like. The proposed development by Skyborn Renewables would see wind turbines installed between Mile-up and Mandurah, around 5 kilometres offshore. But locals say making way for the project puts marine life in jeopardy.
To see someone come in and do what they're planned to do is, just really rubs against my grain and doesn't sit right.
In our lifetime, we've been diving the same coral spots for 50 years, and if anything, they've grown slightly over the 50-year period. It's not something that they just spring up overnight. It'd just be sad to see areas that we call home and fish call home be destructed and inaccessible if the zoning and stuff goes in.
The project's currently in the development stage, and if it gets the green light and expands into Commonwealth waters, the wind farm will produce enough clean energy to power over 1 million WA homes.
They need to go away, do the homework, and I'm sure there's other places like on land. It's not as efficient or cost-wise or whatever, but that's what they should be looking at.
Skyborn Renewables was contacted for comment. Amanda Sabatino, 7 News.
WA's best hospitality hotspots have been named at this year's AHA Hospitality Awards for Excellence. Our southwest snagged a big win. The Treendale Farm Hotel named WA's best regional hospitality venue and also took home the Family Dining Award. Bunbury's Froth Craft Bun Brewery was named best new venue. Other winners include Finlay's Kalbarri and Northwest Brewing Company with WA's Best Steak Sandwich. The finalists were narrowed down from 440 nominations. A historic building in the centre of Geraldton has been listed for sale. It's the first time the city's old train station has been on the market since the state government sold it decades ago.
An icon up for sale. The old railway station was instrumental when Geraldton's railway line used to run through town. This picture was taken in the 1920s, the design standing the test of time, looking like it did in 1957, then in 1984, 5 years after the last passenger train left for Perth.
And I do recall catching the train with my brother. It was a 12-hour passenger ride to Perth.
Fremantle and Perth City stations are the only other two with a similar structural design. Owner Colin Diamond described it as Federation red brick. He bought the property from the state government nearly 24 years ago.
There were two other bids. One was for free and the other one was for $2. Mine was significantly more than that.
His $495,000.
It's quite a sad day. I've had this for over 24 years and put blood, sweat and tears into this building. It'll be sad to see it go, yes.
It's a hub for many travellers. TransWA operates its bus service from here. It also plays host to community markets every Sunday.
I feel this is an asset of Geraldton and not necessarily mine. I'm the caretaker until hopefully some similar-minded person takes it on.
Concept images from the state government show the adjacent empty block will one day turn into Station Square, keeping its value alive for another generation. The sale was through expressions of interest until next month. Josh Van Staden, 7 News.
Julian Vicentini is with us now with a look at today's weather.
Thanks, Noel. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms hit parts of the Kimberley and North Interior today. But tonight, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of the Goldfields, Great Southern, Midwest and the Gascoyne, so take care if you're in those areas. It reached 39 degrees today in Wyndham, Derby and Halls Creek and slightly cooler in the Pilbara, Onslow reached its top of 29 at 11 o'clock this morning. A mostly sunny day along the central west, 29 in Shark Bay. Moving inland, it was warm in the Goldfields, 39 degrees in Leonora and 40 in Laverton. 17 the top in Manjimup, a low of 12 degrees in Narrogin, and along the southeast, Esperance reached its maximum of 19 degrees just after 9:30 this morning. Taking a look at the gauge, Kununurra recorded the most rain in the 24 hours until 9 a.m. with 47 mils. 44 mils fell in Bridgetown and Mount Barker in our state south, and Albany copped 28 mils of rain. To the weather wall, hello to the Year 5 class at Bunbury Cathedral Grammar School. Welcome to Errol, Sheldon and Danielle from Rawa Community School, and a big hello to these happy faces.
G'day, WA from Hannans Primary School.
Well done, everyone. I'll have a look at tomorrow's forecast right after sports.
OK, thanks, Julian. And ahead tonight, some special advice for new parents and making sure some South Coast students don't miss out on an end-of-year experience.
I know you can win. You know you can win. There is nothing stopping you. It's fast.
Yes.
It's free.
Yes.
It's easy to play.
With a $5 grand early bird prize if you sign up now. Win big with free cricket tipping at thegame.com.au.
New research shows new parents are more isolated than ever before, and many don't have a good support network. As part of Perinatal Mental Health Week, a new website has been launched to change that.
It's worrying research. Around 70% of new and expectant parents do not have good support networks with other parents. It can lead to things like isolation and mental health issues. While it takes a village to raise a child, it seems most parents and expectant parents don't have a village. Post-COVID, with everyone being isolated, has made things worse. The research showed that 1 in 3 parents struggle to connect with other parents. It doesn't help that social media often portrays parenting as glamorous and easy.
It's really hard to raise a child alone. We all need a little bit of help.
Mum Samantha says her mother's group was a lifesaver.
About 5 or 6 of us are still friends to this day, and all our children are in kindy school together.
As part of Perinatal Mental Health Week, a new website has been launched, helping parents to find the right support to uncover their own village.
The services that they offer could include counselling, they could include group therapy, or some of them provide online support, and others really focus on connecting parents.
Experts say that connecting parents with other parents is vital, sharing in the ups and downs of parenthood.
Getting older doesn't have to be a bad thing. Seniors Week has kicked off across WA. The many activities on the program encourages people to get out and get involved with their community.
Age might just be a number, but this week's activities are only for the 60s and above club. Today in Albany, a pottery class brought locals together to learn a new hobby.
When you're older and you finish work, you need to involve yourself with other people and with projects. So you're actually together, but you're not in a place that you've got to intermingle with people maybe straight away.
Over the week, there'll be a nutrition session, counselling opportunities and photography excursion, even a number of exercise classes at the leisure centre.
I've been to the library ones and the seniors Zumba, I think I'm going to. That'll be exciting. Watch this space.
Tomorrow is Have a Go Day, where seniors are encouraged to do just that at the social sports event. Grace Armstrong, 7 News.
WA Health is encouraging parents to sit down with their kids and talk about safe sexual activity before annual Leavers celebrations begin. They say conversations leading up to the event will help young people be prepared and less likely to encourage in risky behaviour. Leavers starts next week. Well, you might think the end-of-year ball is something students who are homeschooled would miss out on. But an Albany mother has made sure that doesn't happen. She's hosted 60 homeschooled students for a ball of their own.
Hundreds of children are homeschooled in the Great Southern, and to make sure these students get the full schooling experience, Hannah Bennett has organised sport carnivals, camps, shows, as well as a ball.
It's really important to me that homeschool people aren't seen as like oh, you're homeschooled.
like weird. They're still just kids. They're still just teenagers that want to do teenage stuff.
Sam recently graduated and says his homeschooling prepared him well for future work.
I started working in Year 9. I started doing work experience in Year 10. I started studying in Year 10 as well. I did a course at TAFE. I did work with farmers, a lot of apprenticeships.
They say homeschooling has also helped build their confidence, and although at the start of the ball most were strangers, they left as friends.
Well, last night I was dancing like there was no tomorrow. Like
this man was a legend.
I'm sore now, but I was loving it. That's what homeschooling taught me. Like, you can just be as wild as you can and just don't let what people think if you stop.
60 students attended the ball. A bus load came from the southwest, even some from Perth. But it's not just the students building the homeschooling community.
I'm doing these events now, but before me and around me are a heap of other people, beautiful teachers who come and do literacy with the kids, and there's chess club and there's a reading club. There's a lot of support out there and a really great community down here, a really fantastic community.
Grace Armstrong, 7 News.
Yeah, watching 7 News. Next tonight in sport, the regional WA footy players about to be named the nation's best. And a special honour for a Southwest athlete. Southwest pole vaulter Nina Kennedy has added another award to her cabinet. The Bustleton athlete was a joint winner of the Herb Elliott Medal last night in Perth. The award recognises the most inspirational sporting performance by a West Australian in the past year. In August, Kennedy won her first pole vault world championship in Budapest. A week later, she set an oceanic record with another personal best jump at an indoor event in Zurich. We're less than a week away from the AFL National Draft, and a Southwest prospect is preparing for a nervous few days. Harvey product Clay Hall says his draft night is still a big mystery as he eagerly awaits to find out which club will get his signature. The 18-year-old believes if his name is called, it won't be until pick 30 on night 2 of the draft. It has all the makings of a nerve-wracking evening.
For myself, I'd like to say it's pretty much 30 onwards, so from there on, it sort of could be anyone's game, so it's really hard to tell at this point in time. The second night will be pretty stressful, I reckon. I'll sort of be sitting on the edge of the couch the whole night, I reckon.
Night 1 of the draft happens next Monday. Esperance product Colston Tholstrup is tipped to be selected in the first round. A regional trio is a chance to be recognised among the best AFLW players of 2023. Northern defender Emma O'Driscoll and Exmouth's Mim Strong are 2 of the 42 players selected in the All-Australian squad. Cambalda's Abby Dowrick is also a chance to be selected in the final team on November 27 after a solid season in the Port Adelaide colours. Western Australia have made one change to their Sheffield Shield squad as they aim to bounce back from last week's defeat. Star all-rounder Aaron Hardy will return for tomorrow's contest against South Australia at the Wacker. Ashton Turner has been sidelined with knee soreness. Bunbury's Sam Whiteman and Dunsborough's Lance Morris have retained their spots. Play starts at 10:30 tomorrow morning. The Wildcats are on the hunt for a 4th consecutive victory when a Kimberley product faces his old team for the first time. The Cairns Taipans will come to town to take on the in-form Wildcats at RAC Arena. Veteran Jesse Wagstaff says he's not surprised the team has managed to turn their season around.
We have had some really good weeks of practice, probably 4 weeks in a row, where things are going right. Probably the first 2 weeks we didn't get the results, but often it's just a case of keep plugging away and keep chipping away at what you're doing. And hopefully the results go your way. So hopefully we can string some more weeks together of just solid, good, competitive practices, and the results kind of take care of themselves.
Derby's Keanu Pinder is poised to play his former team for the first time since he made the move west in April. The Wildcats and Taipans face off on Thursday night. Julian Vicentini is back next with the weather forecast, and then in 7 News at 6. Grieving the loss of one of their own. St John Ambulance in mourning as WA's first paramedic dies on the job.
Welcome back. Before we get to tomorrow's forecast, hello to Nancy Johnston from Albany, who is celebrating her 90th birthday today. Happy birthday. A high pressure ridge through southern parts of the state will strengthen tomorrow, pushing a trough north through the Gascoyne and interior. Wednesday morning may also bring some showers and thunderstorms in the southeast coastal district. On Thursday afternoon and evening, showers and storms may impact central and eastern parts of the state, as well in the Kimberley, and that trough will start to deepen down the west coast on Thursday and Friday. Those afternoon and evening showers are a chance to stick around mainly through the afternoon and evening, with some patchy morning fog through parts of the Gascoyne. Taking a look towards the weekend, and Saturday will bring a windy morning through central WA. To tomorrow's temperatures, 38 degrees in Wyndham, partly cloudy in Halls Creek, Fitzroy Crossing and in Broome, clear skies in Karratha and Marble Bar, and a warm 36 degrees in Tom Price. 26 and partly cloudy in Carnarvon and Denham, 35 in Meekatharra, a mostly sunny 28 in Kalbarri, and a windy day in Jurien Bay. Cloudy in Collie and Busselton, 21 and windy in Augusta, a shower or two in Albany, 21 and overcast in Manjimup, and a cloudy day in the Wheat Belt, Northam set to reach 27 degrees. Possible showers in Ravensthorpe and Esperance, and as mentioned earlier tonight, stay safe if you're in parts of the Goldfields, Great Southern, Midwest and Gascoyne due to a severe thunderstorm warning. To local waters, swells will reach up to 2.5 metres high on the Gascoyne coast tomorrow. Further down the border, there's a strong wind warning set to reach up to 30 knots south of Geraldton in the late afternoon, and southeasterly winds will reach up to 30 knots on the Lewin coast. Strong winds also tomorrow on the Esperance coast. Winds will reach up to 30 knots east of Esperance during the day. Similar winds on the Euclid coast, reaching east of Ayr in the late evening. Taking a look around the rest of the country, possible storms in Darwin and Brisbane tomorrow, and back closer to home, a mostly sunny 29 degrees in Perth. Enjoy your evening. Good night.
Thank you, Julian, and that's our news for now. You can catch up on any of our stories through 7plus. Susanna Carr and the team are next from Perth. From all of us here, good night, Western Australia.